from the betting capital of the world, giving raw and real breakdowns of mixed martial arts and recapping UFC events like no one else, with producer Martin on the ones and twos and combat sports betting expert Effie. You're listening to Any Action Sportscast. Any Action Sportscast. So put your headphones on and let's take this podcast to the next level.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Effie with Any Action Sportscast. Here to give you guys our quick UFC 280 recap. It was one of our worst nights in our show's history, as we went 1-8 on our bets for negative 4.49 units. I don't know what to say other than we got straight up bodied by the bookies, man. We built our parlays wrong. We put bad legs on them. Bets that should have gone our way didn't, man. Guys were knocking people out that are never knocking people out ever. It was just one of those nights, but I will say, hats off to Islam Makhachev. That kid's the truth. Finishes Charles Oliveira in that main event, dude. Just kind of left me speechless. I was just like, wow, this dude's the truth. Holy smokes, no one's going to stop him. Interesting to see how his title reign is going to go, because I honestly don't think that anyone's going to beat him. So with that, we have to own up on our losses, take it on the chin, and go over our bets, see where we went wrong. Maybe where we can, improve going forward. The first action we had on the night was when a two-leg parlay got kicked off with Muhammad Mokaev versus Malcolm Gordon. Fight doesn't go to a decision. Minus 260, parlayed with Manon Furio later on in the card at minus 220. This is a 1 unit shot at even odds. We ended up hitting this for the only bet we won on the night. But I want to talk about that Muhammad Mokaev fight. He got the armbar with 30 seconds to go, and dude, Malcolm Gordon looked good in that fight at moments. I was surprised. I thought Mokaev was going to steamroll that dude, and he did say he was sick going into the fight, but I don't know, man. Very unimpressive. Maybe someone we can fade going forward, because his striking was just very elementary, very rudimentary, and very unimpressive. Very surprising performance, and not much you can say about that other than that. Like, he did get the finish, and good for him, but not impressive at all, really. He is young, so I'll give him that, but he's got to look better in his next fight for sure. The next bet we had was on Gadzi Omar Gadziev versus Abu Bakr Magomedov. We had Gadzi plus 150 for a 0.75 unit shot. This was obviously a loss, as Gadzi death gassed in that third round and pretty much looked terrible the whole fight. This is a terrible bet. Gadzi is trash. He's a bum, and I'll never be betting him again. I'm trash for betting him. Can't believe I did that, and it's a super regrettable bet. Abu Bakr looked great everywhere. He really didn't lose any minute of this fight. Open and shut case, just domination. Very uninspiring performance by Gadzi. Like I said, bad read, bad bet. Tough one. The next fight we had action on was the Makhmed Muradov versus Kyle Borralho fight. We took Kyle Borralho to win at minus 220 and parlayed that with Peter Yan to win at minus 270. This came out to a minus 101 odds, and we took a half unit shot on this two-leg parlay. Kyle looked good, man. It was a good fight. Both these guys looked good in my opinion. Kyle proved, that he's able to be durable in every single area. His gas take held up. And I'm interested to see where they're going to go from here. Muradov's a tough opponent, man. His striking's really good. His defensive grappling's really good. And his offensive grappling was good, man. The sweeps in that fight were insane. Just good overall fight from both guys. Tough loss for Muradov, but I thought Kyle got enough to do the job, and I don't think that was robbery or anything. But yeah, man, super impressed by the young kid and excited to see where he's going to go from here. I did see that Abus Nurmagomedov called him out, and that'll be an interesting fight for sure, but I wouldn't mind Kyle getting a higher level opponent or a ranked opponent at this point. So yeah, the first leg of a parlay hit. So with Kyle Borralho winning, that two-leg parlay moved on. And at that point in the night, the next fight we had action on was a Sean Brady versus Bilal Muhammad fight. And we actually had this fight on 2 tickets. This kind of goes to show where I was going to talk about earlier, where we just built our bets wrong. We had Bilal Muhammad to win via decision at plus 160 for a half unit shot. And I regret this bet big time, because obviously he won via knockout in the second round, and I didn't see that coming. I don't think anyone really saw that coming. But it's the fact that I liked Bilal to win earlier in the week. That's one of the first reads I had. I was like, okay, I like him to win. But I got greedy, and I went, you know what? He's probably not going to finish Sean Brady. So I'm going to go decision. I think that's his most likely path to victory. And I'm done betting path to victory, method of victory bets. Seems like every time I try to do this, I lose. I should just bet the money line itself and just deal with it and not get greedy. That was a half unit shot that we lost, where I could have been sitting there enjoying, celebrating Bilal, because I am a big fan of him. I was happy to see him win as an underdog. But instead, I was losing half a unit, and I was like, damn, man, I didn't see that coming. I should have took into account what Coach Khabib said in the corner, and seen Sean Brady was going to have a jet lag. Didn't see that coming at all. Shout out to Bilal Muhammad, though. Big win for him. But Another bet we lost was over 2.5 rounds. We had a 3-leg parlay, Jan via decision, Jan to win, Frio to win, and Bilal Muhammad over 2.5 rounds at minus 270. And the odds on that 3-leg parlay were plus 176, and that was a 0.75 unit shot. So right away, once he knocks out Sean Brady in that second round, we not only use the half unit shot plus 160 via decision, we also lose the 3-leg parlay 0.75 unit shot. Tough loss right away, puts us behind the 8 ball, and you can start to see how our night's starting to spiral out of control. Which brings us to the elephant in the room. Peter Yan versus Sean O'Malley. As you guys can see from the screen, we had a lot of money riding on Peter Yan. We had Peter Yan straight, money line, minus 270, 2.7 units on him. We had a 2-leg parlay that had already 1-leg hit. Yan and Baralo at minus 101 odds for a half unit. At that point, the Frio 3-leg parlay had already busted with Muhammad knocking out Sean Brady, so that didn't matter. We also took a small sprinkle on Yan via submission. Was it a robbery? I don't think so, man. I don't think you could say a fight that close is a robbery. Now, watching it live, I actually scored it rounds 1 and 3 for Peter. I was actually surprised to hear how many people thought round 2 was the clear round for Yan, and how round 3 was a clear round for Sean. And I could see it, man. Like, it's one of those things where I thought he won. I thought when it came in split and they read the judge's name, like, oh, Judge so-and-so has it, I was like, oh, wow, it's a split. I was surprising because I thought it was clear. I honestly thought it could have been 3-0, Peter. But I will say this, man. Respect to Sean O'Malley. I don't think you can leave that fight and have anything but respect for Sean O'Malley. The kid took a tough test, and Peter Yan has never fought anyone like that, and stunned him, man. Gave him a good fight. Like, made him earn that for sure. I will say this, though, as well. Damage is the number one scoring criteria, and when Peter got cut early in that fight, it just looked bad the rest of the fight. He could win moments and do good and stuff, but he was just bleeding, looking bad, looking like he was taking more damage, and then got cut in that 3rd round, and that really cost him. So I don't think you can call robbery here. Hats off to Sean. But yeah, man, it's coming from someone that had a ton of money riding on that fight. If Sean would have lost, we would have came out with a slight victory or a slight loss. I forget. I think it was a slight victory, less than a unit. But instead, we took a huge 4-unit loss on the night. Tough L, man. But it's part of the game. I was joking on Twitter saying that Sean had no chance, but I mean, everyone has a chance in MMA, man. That right hand stunned Peter and had him shaking for sure, but Peter answered right away, stunned Sean as well. And man, both guys had to prove it was a war. Tough fight by both guys. And yeah, man, hats off, man. Everyone that was hitting me up, what do you think? It's one of those fights where, like I said, it was close. So you can't call it a robbery. I did think the wrong guy won, but I'm not gonna sit here and say it was a robbery. No, it has to be like blatant to me. It has to be like zero chance. Like even Armin versus Gamera, I don't think could be a robbery because it was so close. Like Josh Emmett to me was a robbery. Like would he beat Calvin Kerr? That's probably a robbery. But yeah, Dan Ige and Barbosa, that's a robbery. But hey, man, that's it for the card recap. Keep it short this week. Like I said, you gotta own your losses, man. Can't just come out here and say we win every week and this and that. It's a tough game to bet. But we'll be back this week. Calvin Kattar versus Arnold Allen. It's gonna be a good one. Thanks for watching the video, and make sure you like and subscribe. Show your support. Let me know what you think about me going 1 for 8 on my bets. Peace.